set of procedures that has to be followed. Then the simulation which would be run, wherein you'll be putting in different values and you'll be checking whether it's really working well or not. Then also we'll be looking into post-test, what has been learned after these experiments. And for your interest, there are different references available and the feedback that can be given back also. So aim, as you know, that we are going to verify and interpret logic and truth table in this experiment. This is what we'll be doing first. So in the interest of time, what we'll do is we'll go to the procedure, a brief about procedure, what is there. So you can see in the AND gate, you have different batteries available, different switches available, which can be switched on and off. And then accordingly, the bulb, which is considered to be 1 or 0 output, that has been placed. So this is very basic actually step from where the student starts learning many things. So I'll just switch off my video also so that, yeah. So now you can see furthermore, you have your OR gate available, right? Wherein you again have a battery and the different switches are there, and then the output can be seen using these bulbs. So on and so forth. You can look into all of these experiments one by one. So Alok will be taking you through each of these experiments. And also once you go into the simulation, you can first see which kind of gate you want to verify and interpret. So they are very simplistic gates. So for example, let us choose AND gate. So this has been made out using a BJT, right? 2 BJTs have been used here, which will be working as a switch. So to just kickstart, what you can do is you can first click on the battery. There'll be a connection which will be shown as connected. So once it is connected, then you can apply this switch, which will be connecting this battery to the circuit. So you can see wherever the connections have been made, it is being shown over here. Then you can give the 2 inputs through switch number 2 and switch number 3. So it's very simple. You can just turn on it. So once only one of the switches is turned on, will this bulb turn on? No. Reason being that this is your AND gate. Both of them has to be turned on. So once you turn on both of them, so this bulb will glow, and that will let you know whether the circuit is working well or not. And also the direction of current and all those things. In fact, the current flow and wherever the connections have been made properly has been shown in this form, that this bulb has glowed. So this is how actually it is going to work out. Similarly, in the simulation 2, simulator 2, which is on the top, you can have another tab. So in this tab, what you can do is you can write down the values in logic 0 or 1 straight away. So for example, if this is AND gate, you can write down 1 over here. Then if you want to test it, whether it is working well or not, so you can make it 0 over here. And then you can check what should be the output. So what you'll do is you will just insert a value based on your understanding. Say, for example, I do not know what is the output. So if I place it 1, although it should not be a correct value. So if I place 1, if I check, this is incorrect. That has been shown here. So to correct me, what I have to do is I have to place 0 based on this. And then I recheck. Of course, this is now correct. Similarly, what you can do is you can change the input, say 1, 1, and then you can see what is the output. The output should be 1 again. So I'll place a 1 over here and then check. So this is coming out to be correct. So this is how actually you are going to perform these simplistic experiments. So things will become complex as you move on with other experiments, right? So this is how you carry out the different experiments. So this is OR gate, NAND gate, NOT gate, NOR and XOR, XNOR. All these gates are available. You can just try it out, all of them, and find out which of the gates are working well and not. So now I'll be handing it over to Alok, who will be actually taking you through step by step. And of course, I have told him to make some wrong connections also from experiment number 4, wherein he'll show if the wrong connection is made, how the things would be put forward, right? So all these things will be covered, and I believe if there are any questions, I'll be taking up as and when you will be putting up, right? Maybe at the end of session. Okay. Yeah. Alok, you can please.
Good evening to all of you, sir. And thank you, sir, for your valuable information and time for introducing all of us about virtual lab platform. Now I will proceed to the digital electronics lab demonstration. As Sir has already elaborated about the AND gate. Now move to the OR gate. There is a new window will come up. Now there are two parts, simulator 1 and simulator 2. And in simulator 1 we can perform OR gate, and in simulator 2 we can verify the truth table for OR gate. Now let us do step by step. Now just click on the instruction button, and the step 1 is connect the power supply to the circuit. Okay, now just click on the battery, and now our battery is connected to the rest of the circuit. Now since we know that this is our OR gate, and the output of OR gate will be 1 if both the input will be 1, otherwise it will be 0. Now what is our second step? Press the switches for input A and B, and here the switch is on state is just look like this, and the switch is in off state is look like this, and the bulb glows if. Now just connect and as we can see, if our input is 0 and 0, as we can see from both the switches, then bulb does not glow. That means our output will be 0 for the input 0 and 0. If we switch on this switch 1, then our bulb glows. That means for input 1 and 0, the output will be 1. Same as for input 1 and 1, the bulb glows. That shows that for the input 1 and 1, the output will be 1. Now, for the verification of the truth table, we can move to the simulator 2 and put up some random value, whatever we want to check for the combination 0 and 1. Let us take 0 and 1, input A and B. And this is the symbol of our OR gate. Now, let us fill up this by 0 and check whether it is correct or incorrect. By clicking it, yes, it is incorrect, because I know that for the combination of 0 and 1, the output will be 1. Now, just put here 1 and check whether it is correct or wrong. Yes, it is correct. Now, if anyone wants to reset all these things, just click on the reset button, and all the things have been reset. Now, if a student want to print the result, then just click on the print, and the student can keep the things for the future reference. Okay. Now, moving to the another gate, which is NOT gate. Just click on NOT gate. A new window will come up. Now, there is also two simulator 1 and simulator 2 part. In simulator 1, this is our NOT gate. Follow the same procedure. Just click on the instruction. First step 1 is connect the battery. Now, just click to the battery, and our battery is connected to the circuit. Now, after clicking switch 1, since at this time switch 1 is closed, after clicking switch 1, our output, that means bulb, the output of NOT gate will be 1, and it is correct also. And for input 1, the output will be 0. Okay. Now, if we want to check if we want to verify the truth table for NOT gate, and this is the symbol for NOT gate, let us put here just a value 1. What should be the output? The output should be 0. And by click, just fill this value by 0 and check. Yes, it is correct. Now, just put here 0 and put here 1 and check. Yes, it is also correct, because this is not gate. And follow the same procedure. If anyone wants to reset all these things, just click on the reset button. Okay. Now, if any student want to print the result, then just click on the print button and can keep the result for the future references. Okay. Now just go to the another simulation, and that is NAND gate. Click NAND gate here. A new window will come up. Okay. Now follow the same procedure. Now this is the NAND gate using register transistor logic. Okay. Now just click on the instruction button and follow the same procedure. First step is connect the battery. Just click on the battery, and battery is connected to our circuit. Just switch on this switch. Okay. Now the battery is connected to the rest of the circuit. Now since this is NAND gate, and we know that the NAND gate is nothing but it is the output of AND gate followed by NOT gate. Okay. Now and we know that the output of NAND gate is 1 if both the input will be 0 or any one of the input will be 0. Now as we can see that here for 0 and 0, the bulb glows up. The bulb glows up. That means for input 0 and 0, the output of NAND gate will be 1. Now check for some other input. Now for 1 and 0, the bulb continues glows up. That shows the output of NAND gate will be 1 for the input 1 and 0. And check for the input 1 and 1. Here we can see that for input 1 and 1, the bulb does not glow. That shows for input 1 and 1, the output of NAND gate will be 0. Now click on the simulator 2 and verify the truth table for NAND gate. Just put up some random value. Let us 0 and 1, and let us take this is 0, and I want to check whether I am doing the correct or not. Just click on check. Yes, it is incorrect, because the output of NAND gate will be 1 if any of the input will be 0. Okay. Now just fill up by 1 and check. Yes, it is correct. And you can do the same process for reset. Just click on the reset. All the things as now. Okay. Yes, Vijay Raghuvanshi. Now for NOR gate, just click on the NOR gate. Yes, this is our circuit for NOR gate. Okay. Now this is simulator 1. Now follow the same process. Just click on the battery. Battery is connected to the rest of our circuit. Now just click on switch 1. Okay. Now the battery is connected to all the circuit. Now this is our, since this is our NOR gate, to the here we can see that for the input 0 and 0, since this is 0 and this is 0, since the switch 2 is off, and that shows 0 logic, and switch 3 also off, that also shows the 0 logic. Okay. Now for the combination of 0 and 0, the bulb glows. That shows the input, when input is 0 and 0, the output of NOR gate will be 1. And if we can test for other combination also, if we apply 1 and 0, then we can see that our bulb does not glow. That shows the output will be 0 here. Okay. Now for 1 and 1, it again the bulb does not glow. That means for 1 and 1 logic, for input 1 and 1, the output is 0. Okay. Now we can test and verify the truth table for NOR gate also from here. This is the symbol for NOR gate, and put up some random value. For, let us take for 0 and 0. Okay. Now the output will be 1 and check whether it is correct or wrong. Yes, it is correct. Okay. Now the student can check for different combinations of input for 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay. Now go to the XOR gate. Now this is our XOR gate using resistor transistor logic. Just click on instruction button. Now the step 1 is provide power to the circuit by pressing on the power button. Okay. Now just press the power button. Now the power supply is provided to the whole circuit. What is our second step? The second step is press the switch 1 for input A and switch 2 for input B. Now we can see that here it is already in 0 and 0 state, and the output is 0 here because the bulb does not glow. That means for 0 and 0 input, the output of XOR gate will be 0. Now check for some other inputs. Now check it for 1 and 0. Now this is 1 and this is 0. For 1 and 0, we can see that the bulb glows up. That shows for the input combination 1 and 0, the output will be 1. Same as for 1, 1. For 1, 1 combination, we can see that the bulb does not glow. That shows for 1 and 1, the output will be 0. Okay. From here, we can conclude that the output of XOR gate is 0 for the equal value of input. That means if A and B, if both the inputs are equal, then output of XOR gate will be 0. And if they are different, then output will be 1. And we can also verify this from this simulator 2. This is the symbol of XOR gate. And let us take 0 and 0. What is our output? Let us take 0 only and check whether I am doing correct or wrong. Check. Yes, it is correct. Because for equal inputs, the output will be 0. Okay. Now for unequal input, 1 and 0, it should be 1. Yeah. Okay. Now moving to the next simulation, that is XNOR gate. And this is the this is our XNOR gate using resistor transistor logic. Okay. Now follow the same process. Just click on the instruction button. Our step 1 is provide power to the circuit by pressing on the power button, just like the previous one. Now I have provided power button, and from here we can see that for input 0 and 0, our bulb glows. That shows for input 0 and 0, the output of XNOR gate will be 1. Now for input 1 and 0, this is our logic 1 and this is our logic 0. Now for input 1 and 0, the bulb does not glow. That shows for input 1 and 0, the output of XNOR gate will be 0. Follow the same. For 0 and 1, this shows 0 logic and this one shows logic 1. Now we can see here also for logic 0 and 1, our output of our XNOR output will be 0. And for 1, 1, the output of XNOR will be 1. From here we can conclude that the output of XNOR will be 1 only when both the inputs are equal. Otherwise it will be 0. Now check whether I am correct or not. Just click on simulator 2 and put up random value 1 and 1. And this is the symbol of our XNOR gate, and put up some value and check whether I'm correct or not. Just click on yes, it is correct, incorrect, because I already told that when the output will be 1 when the input of when input A and B both are same, then the output of XNOR gate will be 1. Just fill here 1 and yes, it is correct. Now we have completed our first experiment. Now and there is also a post-test section. From this section, the student can also learn the basic information about all these tests. Okay. Now, moving to the next experiment, and which is our experiment number 4. Realization of logic function with the help of universal gates. Just click on this. The main aim of this experiment is to implement the logic function, that means AND, OR, NOT, XOR, XNOR gate, and a logical expression, some logical expression also there, with the help of NAND and NOR universal gates respectively. And there is also a theory section from where a student can learn that how the NOT gate can be implemented using NAND gate, how the AND gate can be implemented using NAND gate. This is all how this is the truth table for AND gate. How is the OR gate can be implemented using NAND gate? How is the XOR gate can be implemented using NAND gate? Okay, all these things are given here. How is the NOT gate using NOR gate? OR gate can be implemented NOR gate. Okay. Now moving to the next section, and that is here. Coming to directly simulation part. Now this is our simulation. Just click on instruction button. Okay. Now select NAND, NOR and their respective option to perform NAND NOR as universal experiment. Now pick up some random experiment. Let us take OR experiment OR logic function with the help of NAND gate. Click on this and a new window will come up. Now, and as we can see that NAND gate is actually a combination of 2 logic gates, that is AND gate followed by NOT gate. So its output is complement of the output of AND gate, and by using only AND NAND gate we can realize all logic functions, that is AND, OR, NOT, XOR, XNOR and NOR. So this gate, NAND and NOR gate, can also called as universal gate. That's why we can implement all the basic gates with the help of NAND and NOR gates. Now just click on the instruction button, and here is nothing, just here we have to implement OR gate. From here you can see that A plus B, here y output y is A plus B, that is we can implement we have to implement OR gate with the help of NAND gate. Okay. Now just click point A and drag the wire to connect to the input of this NAND gate. Also click on this point and connect the drag the wire and connect to this input. Now click on point B and drag the wire and connect to the input to the another NAND gate. Just click on this and connect this to another NAND gate. Now just click on this and connect to this input and click to this output of NAND gate and connect to another input. As we can see here that the output of this NAND gate is A bar and the output of this NAND gate is B bar, and A bar and B bar is the input to the to this NAND gate, and which is also the whole bar, that means A bar into B bar whole bar is our output, and that is OR gate using De Morgan's theorem. Now check whether I'm doing wrong connection or right connection. Just click on the check window. Yes, and this is the right connection. Okay. Now, if anyone wants to reset all these things, just click on the reset button and all the things has been removed. And if anyone want to print the result, just click on the print button and the students can keep the result for the future reference. Okay. Now, just moving to the next, and now take this experiment, XOR gate using NAND gate. Click on this. Now, this is our, now we have to make XOR gate using the NAND gate. Okay. Now, if students have gone through the theory section, then everything is available at this section. That students can learn how the XNOR gates can be implemented using NAND gates. Here we can see that. Okay. Now, now this is our XNOR gate, and we have to implement XNOR gate using NAND gate. Okay. Now just click on point A and drag this and connect to the input of this NAND gate, and same we have to do for this. Click on point B and connect this to the input of this NAND gate, and click on point B and drag the wire and connect to this. Okay. Now just click on this and connect to this. Just click on the and connect to this. Now just click on this output and connect to the input of this NAND gate. Same we have to follow. Now connect this output to the input of the last NAND gate and check whether it is correct or wrong. Just click on check button. Yes, it is right connection. I am doing nothing, but everything is available at the theory section. And if students gone through the theory section, then the student can perform all the functions which is available here. Now just go to the simulation and pick up some value from, since we have pick up some value, some experiment from this section. Now let us take NOR as NAND. Here we have to implement AND gate with the help of NOR gate. Okay. Now just click on this and drag this wire and connect to this. Okay. Now click on this and drag this and connect to this. Now I'm doing here the wrong connection already, but click on this and make the connection this, and just click on this and just click on this. Now we have to check whether I have done is a wrong connection and right connection. Just check, click on the check button, and it is showing that this is the wrong connection. Okay. Oh, now I have to make the right connection. Then click on the reset button, and again we have do the same things. Just click on point A and drag the wire and connect to this input. Same as for this input, same as for this input, and same as for this. Now what is our output? Since it is NOR gate, then our output will be A bar and B bar. Since both input is 1 1, then our output is A bar and B bar. Now connect this output to the last, to the input of the last NOR gate, and yes, we have done all the connections. Now check whether I'm doing is wrong or right. Just click on the check button. Yes, this is right connection. Okay. Now if anyone wants to print this result, just click on the print, and here the student can keep all the results for the future reference. Okay. Now next one. Now this is the experiment to perform logic of XOR gate using NOR. Okay. Now just click on this and connect to this Okay, now click on this and connect to this input. And now, since everything is available on the theory itself, no need to worry. Okay, now just click on the point B and drag the wire and connect the wire to the input of this NOR gate. Click on this and connect the wire to the input of this. The output is connected to the input of this NOR gate. Here it is also connected to the. Now the output is connected to the input of this. The output is connected to the input of this, and the output of this NOR gate is connected to the input of the last. Okay, now check it is right or wrong. Yes, it is right connection. Okay, now the last one which is something different. Now every student can also do the same things for here also. We can move directly to the last experiment, or that is the experiment to solve expression using NOR gate. Okay, now we have to perform this function using NOR gates. This is different what we have done till now. Okay, now since how's the connection we have to make for all these NOR gates, just see the output of this NOR gate is B bar. Since the output of this NOR gate is B bar, then just connect the point B to the input of this NOR gate. Okay, now it is now the output of this NOR gate will be B bar since it is connected to point B. Now as we can see here that the output of this NOR gate is A bar, then nothing we have to not worry, just click on point A and connect this to the input of this NOR gate and this NOR gate. Now yes, it is over. Now the output of this NOR gate is C bar. Now and this is our point C. Just click on this point and drag the wire and connect the input of this NOR gate. Again click on this point and drag the wire and connect to this input. Now we have done right. Okay, now since it is C and here it is our C bar, just click on the point C and drag the wire and connect to the this point. Okay, now since it is B bar, don't worry, just click on B bar and connect this to this circuit, this point. Now this is A bar, no, don't worry, just click on A bar and connect this to this point. Okay, now this is A bar, same we have to do A bar. This is C bar, same C bar is connected to this. This is D. Now where is my point D? Yes, it is. Now just click on D, drag the wire and connect this to this point. This is A bar. Now this is our A bar. This is C bar. Just click on C bar and connect this to this point. This is our B. Here it is our B, and just click on B, drag the wire and connect to this point. Okay, now we have to connect all the output of NOR gate to the input of this NOR gate. Okay, now and the last one is connect this output to the input of last one input. Now check whether I have done is right or wrong. Just click on check button. Yes, it is right connection. Okay, now one can also print all the results. Now moving to the, now we have completed this experiment also. Now moving to the next experiment, and that is design and verify the 4-bit serial in parallel out shift registers. Okay, just click on experiment number 7. Yes, the main aim of this experiment is to analyze the circuit and truth table of 4-bit serial in parallel out shift registers by using D flip-flop. if anyone wants to go through the theory part, then students can also go through the theory part and can learn how is the working of the shift register, how is the clock pulse is applied, and as we can also we can go through all these sections. And coming to directly to the simulation part, and first of all I will explain that here that this is our serial input. First I have this is our serial input, this is our parallelly output. As we know that this in serial and parallel out shift registers, the data is stored into the register serially, while it is retrieved from it in parallel fashion. Okay, now this is our input from where we can we can fill the data serially, and this is our output, which is Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0. And this is our 4-bit serial in parallel out shift register. Okay, now follow the same things. Just click on the instruction, connect battery to the supply, 5 volt to the circuit. Okay, now just click on the battery and our battery is connected to the our circuit. Now what is our second step is? Second step is keep the reset and preset button as active high signals. The button in active high state are in this color, and while the button in active low state are red color. As we can see here that our preset and reset button are already in active high state. Now apply the data at serial input. Okay, now this is our serial input, and here we can see that we have applied 0 input. Okay, the switch in on state is just look like this, and the switch is in off state is just look like this. Apply 1 clock pulse at clock 1. This is our clock, and observe this data. Whatever we have applied at the input, that means here we observe the same data is reflected to our output Q3. Okay, now let us do the simulation. Now just click on the switch button, and now I have applied the data logic 1. Now just click on the clock button. Now from here we can see that whatever I have applied at the input, that is logic 1, is reflected, or Q3 is reflected, or LED, our output, that is LED Q3. Okay, now just click on the add button, and from here we can see that from the truth table we can see that after applying first clock pulse, if we apply input data as 1, then input data is reflected at the output Q3. Okay, and since it is 1, the LED lights up, that is Q3, and rest of is 0. Okay, now let us consider the next clock pulse we applied 0 input. Okay, now we have applied 0 input. Now just click on the clock pulse, and from here we can see that whatever I have applied at this time is reflected at Q3. Since I have applied 0 input, it is reflected at Q3, but after applying clock pulse, but whatever I have found at Q3 is shifted to Q2. I can see here is whatever I have found at Q3 is shifted to Q2, and that's why it is called the shift register. Okay, now just click on add button, and we can see this also from the truth table. After applying clock 2, and since we at clock 2 we applied input data 0, and it is reflected to Q3, but whatever we have obtained in previous, that is 1, is shifted to Q2 in this clock pulse. From here it is shown. Okay, now let us apply 1 and in the third clock pulse. Okay, now just click on clock, and we can also see that after applying third clock pulse, whatever I have applied presently, that is logic 1, is reflected to Q3. But whatever we have found on Q3 is shifted to Q2, and the data, whatever I have found in Q2, that is previously is 1, is shifted to Q1. And we can also see this from this here. Two participants raised a hand here. What is what is your question of Vijay? What is your question, Vijay Raghuvanshi? Now, since it is muted, okay. Now just click on add button, and we can see from the truth table that after applying third clock pulse, since at this time I have applied input data A, which is reflected to Q3 input, and whatever I have found on Q3 is shifted to Q2, that is 0. From here we can see that 0 is shifted to Q2, and whatever I have found on Q2, that is 1, is shifted to Q1. Okay, now that's the reason it is called the parallel serial in parallel out shift register. And again, for 0 input, and just click on clock pulse, we can see the same process, and just click on the add button, and we can see here the same process. Okay, now just click on the print button. Student can keep all the results for the future reference. Just click on the print button. Okay, now cancel this. Now from here we can tell that the students also can go through the post test section after completed simulation test, and whatever we have learned, they can test their knowledge from this section also. Okay, now going to the next experiment, and that is implementation of 4x1 multiplexer and 1x4 demultiplexer using logic gate. Just click on this. And the main aim of this experiment is to analyze the truth table and working of 1x4 demultiplexer by using 3 input NAND and 1 input NOT logic gate ICs, and 4x1 multiplexer, 3 input and 3 input OR, and 1 input NOT logic gate ICs. All the students can go through the theory section, that is how the multiplexer is working, how is the demultiplexer is working. And as we can we know that the multiplexer is a device that has multiple input. Here we can see that multiplexer is a device that has multiple input and a single line output. Okay, and the select lines determines which input is connected to the output lines. The select lines is S1 and S0, and the select line determine which input is connected to the output, and that's why it is also called a data selector. And this is the truth table for 4x1 multiplexer. Now what is demultiplexer? Demultiplexer is also a device with one input. Here we can see that there is only one input, with one input and multiple output lines. It is used to send a signal to one of the many devices. That is the main difference between a multiplexer and demultiplexer, is that a multiplexer takes 2 or more input signals. From here we can see that a multiplexer takes 2 or more input signals and encode them into a one output signals, whereas a demultiplexer does reverse to what the multiplexer does. Okay, now directly coming to the simulation part. Okay, there is 2 simulation we have to perform: 4x1 multiplexer and 1x4 demultiplexer. Okay, just click on 4x1 multiplexer, and here we can see first I am going to explain what is our input, what is the select lines. From here we can see that here D0, D1, D2 and D3, these are our 4 inputs. Okay, now this is the select lines. from where we can determine which input is connected to our output. This is our output. This is the power supply. Follow the instruction. First step is connect the supply to the IC. Okay, now just switch on, and now our power supply is connected to all the ICs. Okay, now since this is our select lines, from where we can determine which input is connected to the output, and these are our input data. And at this time all the input data is 0. Let us make some random input data. Let us make 1 0 1 0. Okay, now the LED lights up. That shows the input D0 is 1, D1 is 0, D2 is 1, and D3 is 0. Okay, now these S0 and S1 are the select lines. Okay, then from the proper selection of these select lines, we can determine which input is connected to the output. Okay, now since at the starting it is 0 and 0. Okay, it is 0 and 0. Then what should be our output? The output should be D0, since since 0 and 0 representing the 0 level, and it is 0, D0 is 0, D1 1, D2 logic 2, and D3 3, D3 showing 3. And for 0 and 0, the output LED lights up, and we can add this to truth table, and from truth table we can also learn for 0 and 0 the output will be D0. That is, this output will be connected to this input, will be connected to our output, and the output value will be 1 because we have already given logic 1 to our input D0. Okay, now let us make our select lines 1 and 0. Okay, now 1 and 0, and just add this to our truth table, and from truth table we can see that for the select line 1 and 0, which is showing 2, this is 2 to the power 0 and this is 2 to the power 1. Okay, now for in select lines is 1 and 0, which is showing 2, then the output should be D0 only. Okay, and the D2 only, and the value at the D2 is logic 1. That's why the output will be 1. Now for 0 and 1, for 0 and 1, just add the value, and can see that for input logic for select line 0 and 1, since it is showing 1, then output will be 1. Okay, now output will be D1, and since at D1 we have applied logic 0, that's why the output logic is 0 and the output LED doesn't lights up. Okay, now for 1 1, since 1 1 showing 3, 2 to the power 1 and 2 to the power 1, it is showing 3, and absolutely the output should be D3, and the value of output value should be 0. Okay, now just click on add button, and yes, it is correct. Now from here the student can learn a lot about how is the working of multiplexer, what should be the output of multiplexer, how is the select lines is working to determine which input is connected to the output. Okay, now moving to the demultiplexer part. Okay, just click on one class code and new window will come up. Now this is our demultiplexer. As I have already give some overview of what is demultiplexer, since demultiplexer is a device with one input and multiple output lines, then therefore it is for input data, and this is our select lines from where we can choose that the input data is going to which output lines, and this is our output lines. Okay, output 1, out 1, out 2, out 3, and out 4. Now just click on instruction button, connect the supply to the IC. Okay, just click on power supply. Now our power supply is connected to the all the ICs. Now press the switches for inputs, that select line A and select line B. This is our select line A and select line B, and since it is already in 0 and 0, okay, there is no problem. The switch is in on state, just look like this, same has given. Click data A. This is our input data, which is 0. Okay. Switch on just for input data as 1 and switch off for input data as 0. Let us consider I have to apply 0. Okay, sorry, let us consider I have to apply 1. Just click 1 and the light LED lights up. That shows we have applied logic 1 at input data. And since we have applied logic 1 and input data and our select line is 0 and 0, therefore our output will be this one. Okay, why not? Why our output is why not? Since our select line is 0 and 0. Just click on add button and we can see this from this truth table also. The output will be y naught, and since we have applied at the input is 0, then the value is applied 1, then the value is 1 at the output. Okay, now just make the select line as 1 0. Since 1 0, what is the value of 1 0? 2 to the power 0 and 2 to the power 1. That's why output, that is 3 and 2 and output 2, the LED 2 lights up. Okay, sorry, LED 3 lights up. Okay, now just click on the add button and we can see this from truth table also. If we make the select line 1 and 0, then our LED 3 lights up and we obtain LED 3. And since we have applied already logic 1 at the input level, then we can find out at logic 1 at the output y. Okay, we can follow the same process. Okay, now moving to the last experiment, which is our truth table for 1-bit and 2-bit comparators using logic gates. Okay, now just click on this experiment. And the main aim of this experiment is to analyze the truth table of 1-bit comparator by using NOT and NOR logic gate ICs, and 2-bit comparator by using 1 input NOT, 3 input and 2 input and 3 input OR and 2 input XOR NOR logic gate ICs. Okay, now just click on the theory part, and this is our n-bit comparator. And as we know that the comparator is a combinational circuit that compares two digital binary numbers in order to find out whether one binary number is equal, less than, or greater than the other one. Okay, and from here we logically design a circuit for which we will have 2 inputs, one for input A and another for B, and have 3 output terminals, one for A greater than B, another is for A equal B, and another is for A less than B. Now this is the truth table for 1-bit comparator. This is the logic circuit for 1-bit comparator. Okay, now same as for 2-bit comparator also. And from here, we can also find out what is the output expression for A less than B. Since for A less than B, the output expression is A bar B, and for A greater than B, the output expression is A B bar, and for A equal B, the output expression is A bar B bar plus AB. Okay, now directly moving to the simulation part. There are 2 simulation, 1-bit comparator and 2-bit comparator. Just click on 1-bit comparator, new window will come up, and here simulator 1 and simulator 2. in simulator 1 we can construct a 1-bit comparator and verify of its operation, and from the simulator 2 we can verify the truth table whatever we have find out in simulator 1. Okay, now follow the same procedure. Just click on instruction button, and our step 1 is switch on the power supply button to supply 5 volt to the circuit. Okay, just switch on this, and now our power supply is connected to our all the ICs. Okay, now what is our second option? Second step, press switch 1 for input X and switch 2 for input Y. Okay, now this is our input X and this is our input Y, and since it is already in 0 0 state, that's why our LED 3 lights up. And from this circuit we can also find out what should be the expression for input X equal to input Y, what should be the expression for X greater than Y, and what should be the expression for X less than Y. From here we can see that if our input is 0 and 0, since both the inputs are equal, that's why our output, that is light 3, lights up, and it is X equal to Y. Just click on add button, and from here from the truth table we can also see if input is 0 and 0, then our output will be X equal to Y. Okay, now make some different. Now if our input is 1 and 0, that is if X equal to 1 and Y equal to 0, that from here we can see that input X is greater than Y. Now the LED 1 lights up, and just click on add button, and from here we can also see that for X greater than Y section it is 1 and other will be 0. Okay, now just click 1 and 1, and for 1 and 1 since it is also in equal state, input X is equal to Y, again just click on add button, and for X equal to 1, X equal to Y, it is 1, and for another 2 section it will be 0. And for 0 and 1, LED 2 lights up. That means since 0 is less than 1, that is X is less than 1, that's why LED 2 lights up, and just click on the add button, and from here we can see that for X less than 1 it is 1 and rest is 0. Okay, now just click on simulator 2, and from simulator 2 we can verify the truth table of 1-bit comparator. Just take up some random value 0 and 0. Since we have seen that for 0 and 0, since both are equal, the output will be 1 for A equal to B and other will be 0. And just check, click on the check button whether I'm correct or not. Yes, it is correct for combination 1 and 0. Okay, now for 1 and 0, and just put up some random value since we have done 0 0 and 0, and check whether I'm correct or wrong. Click just check button. It is incorrect because A is greater than B, that is this should be 1. Just click on check. Yes, it is correct. Now for 0 and 1. Okay, just it is A less than B. Okay, yes, it is correct. And if anyone wants to reset all these things, just click on the reset button, and if we want to print all the results, just click on the print, and we can keep the result for the future references. Okay, now see, and here it is also the same. We can perform the same things whatever we have done for 1-bit comparator. Okay, now just click on 2-bit comparator. This is our 2-bit comparator. Okay, this is our input x1, x0, y1, y0. Okay, and this is our output LED3, LED1, and LED2. Follow the same process. Just click on power button or power supply is connected to the rest of the ICs. Okay. Now, since our input is 0, 0, this is 2-bit comparator. That's why input is X, which is 0, 0, and another input is Y, which is also 0, 0. That's why light 3, which is our output, X equal to Y, lights up. And just click on add button, and we can see these things on this also. Okay. Now we can make some. This is 1, 0. Our input is 1, 0, and another input is 0, 0. Since X1, X0 is greater than Y1, Y0, that's why light LED 1, which is X greater than 1, is lights up, and just click on add button. We can see these results from this table also. Okay. Now, from simulator 2 section, we can also verify all the inputs. Just put 0 and 1, and here 1 and 0. Okay. Now, since A is less than B, just click some 0, 0, and fill it by 1, and check whether it is wrong or correct. Yes, it is right. Okay. And we can take some random values. Just click on 0 and 0. Yes, since it is both the inputs are equal, that's why A equal B is 1 and other will be 0. Just check. Yes, it is correct. Okay. Now, just click on the reset, and all the things has been removed. And we can also print the result for the future references. Okay. Now the
Yeah, so I think we have already gone through most of the experiments that we had planned for today. So in case you have any questions related to these experiments, you are welcome to put up those questions. I'll be seeing in my chat box. So Professor Sharma ji, actually today we had ensured that we are going to put up some wrong connections also. So that probably would have been demonstrated also. And you can see that if wrong connections are made, it is going to give us some results based on that, maybe a correct or incorrect kind of information. So hope so that since this lab was quite easy and most of the people do like it, reason being that it is catering to some of the basic concepts of digital electronics, so that can be taken care of. So there's one question. So the decoder, would you like to have a single circuit simulation? I think you can look into different options. For example, what we had shown in simple AND and NOT gate also. You can do all those experiments either by transistor level kind of designs or by straight away truth table. So similarly for decoder also, you can go ahead and you can build up some of the circuits also using these different devices and use the simulation tool, or you can go ahead straight away with the single decoder circuit.
I have allowed all the participants to unmute themselves, and you are free to ask question here.
Sir, I have one suggestion in the OR gate simulator.
Yeah.
I think that battery, what you call marks, positive and negative, and
Yeah.
on the circuit, they are opposite.
Okay. So that way.
So one has to make it proper, so that otherwise a student will feel that opposite we have to connect that.
Right. So
And second thing in the simulator, whether we can connect directly from the input terminal instead of taking wire from the A or B or C. Is it possible to connect directly to that input of OR gate or NAND gate, so that the jumbled can be removed, means that wiring thing.
So when you press the reset, everything would be removed. But if you
that is possible. but while making the connection, instead of taking from the A, B, C,
Right.
suppose we want to give A to both the inputs. So we
Okay,
can
okay.
we can
Yeah, that is,
sort.
yeah, that is possible. That is possible.
Okay,
You can have multiple connections from a single node.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So it was really nice actually putting up all these things to you. And if you have any further question, I'm welcoming those as well. So virtual lab, I'm seeing one question coming up from Deepak Yadav. Virtual lab is subscription-based service or free? So as I mentioned, today I did not take up those things again. It is free for all. It can be used by anyone who wants to use it within India, out of India, wherever you want. And of course, as I told you, there is no problem of licensing also. So whatever results are obtained using these services, you can use them in different papers or different textbook. You can, at the most, you can refer all these simulation tools in your papers or in your books as well. So this is freely available. There is no subscription required, and also you're not required to create any login account also. So that way it is straight available. So as of now, we do not have straight away a MATLAB simulation because MATLAB looks into different areas. So maybe MATLAB can be used for signal processing. So wherever MATLAB simulation tool is required, that would be used in the backend. So that way you can use it straight away. So as of now, we do not have any MATLAB simulation named lab. We have simulation labs, for example, or an experimental lab for digital signal processing. We have lab for RF and microwave characterization. So that kind of things are available. But MATLAB as it is not available because this would be used for multiple labs. So that would be run in the backend. So what you can do is for communication and other kind of stuff, what you can do is you can just look into the list of experiments which are there. So I believe PCM, PPM or PAM, the question which has been put up, that should be there in case there is some communication lab available. So you can just try to find it out from there also. Because I am also not well versed about all the labs. Maybe these lab elements keep on adding up, and some of those which are old, they are also removed. So if you did not find a lab related to some of those experiments, you are welcome to send the feedback to the developing institute which is responsible for that lab, because I said you that there are a number of institutes which are coming up with these labs. So you can always suggest them. You can send your feedback for such kind of developments. I know that we have certain limitations in terms of that we cannot put up all the experiments which are required, but of course, based on the feedback and based on the requirements, you can always request for addition of newer labs, and that is how we develop also.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alok Kumar Shukla, for implementing the knowledge shared by presenter and for performing the experiment for us. It was indeed a privilege to have Professor Brijesh Kumar Kaushik as an expert in this workshop. It was extremely informative, sir, and the class size and participation illustrated the importance of this topic. Once again, thank you for making the workshop successful, and we appreciate your continued support. The university is thankful for your kind support and look forward further academic interaction in future. I also thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Registrar RGPV, Director UIT, Coordinator TechCube, Head ECE Department for having organized valuable workshop. Thank you again for all the participants for joining us.
Yeah, thank you all as well. So Professor Vinita Saxena Nigam Madam, Professor Preeti D. Swami Madam, then Professor Ashish Bhatt, Professor Sanjay Kumar Sharma ji. So thanks to you also for making it a successful one and being available throughout the session. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Kaushik. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.